The human brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons, forming trillions of connections. It is a marvel of biology, but as a productivity engine, it has strict hardware limitations. It gets tired, processes information slowly compared to modern computers, and memory begins to degrade from the moment we record it. While our biological capacity is effectively fixed, artificial intelligence continues to scale exponentially. This gap means human cognitive output has reached a plateau that biology alone cannot overcome. This friction is driving us towards the bio-digital nexus. It is a frontier in neuroengineering, where researchers are directly interfacing artificial systems with living tissue to bypass these physical constraints. Technology that was originally designed to restore motor function for paralyzed patients is now being repurposed. Market analysts and researchers are currently positioning these interfaces as a commercial upgrade for the healthy, targeting absolute cognitive efficiency. Our development is no longer waiting on the slow pace of natural selection. By actively engineering these interfaces, we're attempting to keep pace with the processing power of our own digital creations. Mapping the brain's complex electrical landscape requires a physical bridge. Right now, engineers are using two distinct methods to connect human cognition to digital hardware. The first is the highly invasive approach. Companies like Neuralink use a specialized surgical robot to implant hair-thin electrode threads directly into the brain's motor cortex to capture high-bandwidth data. These threads detect action potentials, the brain's silent electrical signals of intent. A signal processing unit then digitizes these pulses, using machine learning models to translate specific neural patterns into computer commands. The alternative is the minimally invasive stentrode used by Synchron. Instead of open brain surgery, the device is navigated through the jugular vein until it sits in a blood vessel adjacent to the motor cortex, reading signals through the vessel wall. These systems have already proven they can work. Early trials show an 85% decoding accuracy, allowing patients with severe paralysis to steer cursors, type, and control external digital devices using only their thoughts. High-fidelity communication between the human mind and a digital screen has moved from laboratory curiosity to a functioning reality used in clinical trials today. While current applications focus on medical rehabilitation, the industry roadmap for 2050 targets a wider audience, the commercial enhancement of healthy individuals. This trajectory involves moving from simple decoding to bidirectional intervention. We are seeing early memory prostheses capable of writing data back into the hippocampus, boosting episodic memory recall by 36% in human subjects. This chart illustrates the Stevenson-Cording law. Since 1950, the number of neurons we can record simultaneously has doubled every 7 years. At this rate, we will be able to resolve regions of the brain with single-cell precision, interfacing with 1 billion neurons by 2050. This scaling leads to neural-digital symbiosis. It is a state where biological intelligence and artificial general intelligence operate in real time, retrieving memories and computing decisions without the need for a linguistic intermediary. If these engineering hurdles are cleared, the functional boundary between biological thought and digital computation will dissolve, turning the brain into a primary node in a broader computational ecosystem. But integrating with a digital ecosystem introduces a hidden vulnerability. It relies on something called a closed-loop system. As this diagram shows, a closed-loop BCI continuously monitors your neural state. When it detects a pattern, an AI processor immediately delivers corrective stimulation to the brain to optimize performance. This loop occurs in milliseconds, below conscious awareness. The algorithm makes the adjustment before the user can perceive the intervention. During trials of advisory brain devices, patients have reported a profound uncertainty about the authorship of their own decisions. They are often unsure if the choice was theirs or the result of the machine's influence. When an external algorithm invisibly edits your cognition to maintain peak efficiency, the distinction between your authentic volition and a machine process is erased. Despite these risks, commercial neurotechnology is developing within a significant regulatory gap. There are currently very few legal protections specifically designed for the data harvested from the human mind. Consumer BCIs will be capable of turning your most intimate thoughts, emotional states, and subconscious preferences into probabilistic digital profiles used for targeted commodification. Security is a secondary concern. If these systems transmit neural data wirelessly, They are vulnerable to mental malware, where bad actors could intercept private thoughts or even inject false sensory perceptions directly into the user's brain. To counter this, advocates are calling for cognitive liberty. This would establish a new category of human rights to protect mental privacy and prevent non-consensual neurosurveillance or corporate manipulation of our cognitive states. In the drive for total productivity, we may find that our internal monologue and private intentions have become the final frontier for corporate data harvesting and external algorithmic control.